What's going on, guys? My name is Joey, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys my meta build for the Falcor in 2025. Now, this is my favorite glaive to use in all of Warframe 2025. It's extremely powerful. The only thing that may stray you away from it is going to be a melee influence style glaive. I know a lot of people are anti-influence, but I really don't get it all that much. It's the best way to use the weapon, so I'm going to use it this way. Influence is extremely powerful on here. It has a fantastic ribbon disposition as well. It has a 4-circle ribbon disposition, so you're able to get some really nice ribbon rolls on a weapon like this. Now, keep in mind, too, the Tenet Falcor is just a changed name. It is just the base Falcor. It's the only Falcor we have. We don't have any other version. This is just a custom name, so disregard the Tenet. It's just the vanilla Falcor itself. You can see that up here. Or actually, not, didn't even change it up here. Yeah, Falcor. So now, getting into the build, this is the build I have for you guys today. So the stance mod really doesn't matter all that much. Get your stance mod on there. I like to run Whirlwind as the playstyle of this weapon. It's nice to have the projectile speed as making contact with the enemy before explosions is actually going to be a part of the playstyle for certain scenarios that we find ourselves in. But yeah, so I like to have this. If you want to go for a lower ranked one, you can. If you don't want to go for it at all, that's fine too. This is just preference. I like it. Works really, really well on this weapon with the infinite punch through and everything. So yeah, really, really like it. So as far as the actual mods go on the weapon itself, we have Melee Elementalist on here. This is going to be our heavy attack wind-up speed, so we're going to be able to throw the glaive faster, as well as we're going to have status damage multiplier from this. It's going to be really, really nice to have that status damage multiplier. Now, what we go for here is we have a Galvanized Reflex on here. This is going to give us our free combo, as this is going to be a volatile quick return build, so we will be heavy attacking. So we are going to have Galvanized Reflex on here to give us that multiplier from the combo counter on our heavy attack. It's really important that you have this. We're going to have our base damage here for Prime Pressure Point to scale everything nicely. We have our Bane mod on here so we can double dip against our target faction, as well as we have Galvanized Steel on here. This is our CC plus CD. You could go about this differently if you so want to, and I'll explain that in a second. But for the way I have it set up here, it works perfectly fine. I'll show you the other way you could have it set up as well. So for right now, we have Galvanized Steel right here, and then we have a Prime Fever Strike on here for Toxin. Big Toxin damage. This is actually going to give us corrosive damage on the weapon since it has innate electric, but it also has forced electric proc still. So we're still going to be able to proc influence. So we'll actually be doing electric and corrosive. So we'll be stripping armor, therefore increasing the value that our electric damage is going to be able to do. And then electric is going to be taking for some very significant values for the kind of mods we have on here, allowing it to scale properly. So yeah, then we have Volatile Quick Return on here. This is just going to be for blast radius, and just really just for the blast radius, pretty much. That's all it's really there for. It's not going to disable the punch throw on this weapon. This weapon has infinite punch through. No matter what volatile mod you use, it's always going to have infinite punch through, so just disregard that. And then we have Weeping Wounds on here. Now, the reason I have Weeping on here is because this weapon, like I said, it's going to be an electric-based melee influence style weapon, so we want some semblance of status chance, and the fact that I'm not running any status mods on here kind of hurts. So running something like Weeping Wounds on here will actually bolster our status a really nice amount. We'll be getting like a 5x combo for Weeping stacking, so it's actually going to give us some pretty solid value. So you'll actually get really nice procs. Now, what I was saying you could do differently if you so choose to, is if you really want to, you could go for like Sac Steel here, and then you could go for Organ Shatter here, Amalgam Organ Shatter, so you can get that extra heavy attack wind-up speed. But really, you're not like bumping any crits here. You're still low on status chance. So for me, really, and plus you're getting less CD actually with this setup than you are with the other. So for me, I think that you're better off going with the Galvanized setup. You could also go for Galvanized Elementalist here too if you decide to go for Amalgam Organ Shatter, but I would say you want at least one mod to increase your heavy attack wind-up speed. It's going to be really nice to have that wind-up speed increase. Now I got to close this window and reopen it so I can get my mods back. Give me Steel right here, and then I need Weeping Wounds, which is over here somewhere. Where is it? Right here. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to show you guys here in the Simmulacrum, and then I'm going to go into an actual mission, and I'm going to show you guys how it works in an actual mission. Since it's only going to be one build today, I don't really want the video to be all that short. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like on here. So we're going to spawn 20 Manic Bomb Bars. Now keep in mind, these enemies are level cap trash fodder. They're supposed to be estimated that way in the Simmulacrum. They have around 10 million HP. They're going to be able to eat a lot of damage. So seeing a weapon like this being able to kill this kind of wave will be really impressive. So showing you now, if you're not exploding the weapon, you can see the weapon still has infinite punch through. it goes all the way through to the back of the room and it comes back. So you're still able to throw it through these enemies and hit every single one of them individually. So more so the playstyle that I like with this weapon is to throw it, let it hit a few enemies, and then detonate it. Sometimes like that's not going to be possible, obviously. Like let's say like we just had a giant spread there. Like let's kill these enemies here. It's a couple enemies, you explode it. It takes care of them all in pretty much one tick. It's really, really impressive. I know a lot of people like to jump when they glaive. So you'll be hitting the ground, so you're not really going to be getting through. Just try to do it on contact with the floor. But this, in my opinion, isn't really the best way to use this weapon. I know like the glaive and the Zorus can be very useful if you do it this way with the large explosion radius. This obviously will still work. But I think you get a lot of value out of throwing it forward through a pack of enemies like that. You get a lot more ticks out of the electric, out of the force explosion from hitting enemies and things like that. And then you can kind of just see the amount of damage you get out of it. So it works really, really well. This isn't the exact setup I use, because I use my ribbon and everything, but it's practically the same exact thing. Stat-wise, it's just going to look similar to this. I do get tier bump with my ribbon and CC set up correctly, so I get orange crits with mine, but still, this is extremely impressive. You can see, like, if you're going up against some level cap trash, you're not really going to have any problems taking it out with the Falcor. This thing absolutely rips. You can kind of just see, like I'm showing you guys here, it does so much damage. It gets through these enemies with no problems whatsoever. And if I was to full buff myself too, like that's just a weapon, no priming, no buffing, like anything. We got influence up now, and we can see the damage we deal here. Yeah, 9.9 million, 11 million damage. So you can see, like, if you buff it too, it does really stupid damage numbers. Really, really kind of ridiculous numbers you could see there. Now, I've shown you what it can do in the Simmulacrum. Now we're going to go into an actual mission. I'm just going to run into Draco real fast and show you guys kind of what this can do in an actual mission scenario. Show you what it can do when it comes to wave clearing, actual hordes of enemies that you're going to be going up against, things like that. This is like a staple weapon for me in a lot of my loadouts now. Like I always say that the Kratos is a staple weapon for me. Like if you're not going to target your melee as a primary option for killing things, then just throw the Kratos on. 90% of the time when I'm not using Kratos, I'm using this. It is extremely, extremely strong. And I can't recommend it to you guys enough, honestly. If you guys are looking for a glaive that's like different than the basic ones you get really early on, like the glaive prime, a lot of people, they go for the glaive prime really early, and it's lost a lot of power. I was actually messing around with it a bit before this because I was thinking about covering it because I know a lot of new players tend to go for it. But it's just like I need to work with it more because it just doesn't really feel strong enough to even make a video on right now, to be honest with you, compared to something like this. So I wish we could get a little bit more of enemies compacted here. Now you can see they're a little bit more compact down here. We don't have influence up right now, and you can still see that we're able to do some really solid damage with it. You can just clean throw it through the pack as well, and you can get influence to proc. You can see we got influence there. And now you can just get these really, really nice room clearing abilities out of this weapon. Now this is totally ribbonless. Like I said, I'm just running around with speed right now. I'm not even buffing it with nourish or anything. This is kind of just what you can expect out of the weapon. Big wave clear, really, really easy to use, really, really powerful. If you guys don't like to use the middle mouse button, the bind I actually use to detonate my heavy attack explosions is Z. I rebound Z from, usually it's on the right side of the screen where it shows your teammates. It'll like toggle them on and off. Just turn that on, unbind it, because there's really no reason to turn that off. And then you could just change this to Z. Really, really comfortable, really easy to press. A button I really like if you guys are looking for a different button to use. That's how I have mine set up. So you can kind of just see here, like I'm saying, it's really, really nice, really comfortable. You can see I just run around on my Volt. No one really bothers me. Now maybe I throw a couple buffs on here, like I'll throw, Shock on there. I'll throw my Nourish on here. Now you can kind of just see, these packs will have practically no chance now. They can't really do anything. I would have bet even if I don't detonate now, I'd probably still kill. Like, no detonation there. Actually, not that much. That's an Xmas unit, though. Yeah, you can still see. With detonations, you're getting a ton of damage. But you also can use it to puncture a giant group of enemies, and then you'll still be able to detonate it anyway. So you just have to remember while you're using this weapon that it does have infinite punch through no matter what volatile mod you have on here. So, you know, a lot of weapons you're going to throw them and then you're going to be afraid that they're going to hit the enemy and they're instantly going to bounce back and you're not going to get your detonation chance. Even if I'm standing right in front of this enemy and I throw it through them, it hits the back of the wall over there. So you still have a lot of time to detonate and you don't have to worry. And yeah, you could just see, like, it takes care of these Grineer, no problem at all. You know, and it's really, really powerful. So if you guys are looking for a weapon like this is definitely what I can recommend to you guys. Now I can hang out in here for another like 2 minutes or so, maybe if I see if I can get the Acolyte to spawn in. Even before the attenuation was removed from the game, you could still kill the Acolyte as long as you got like one singular tick of electricity with this thing because the ticks were so high. It's extremely powerful weapon. So I'll just wait here for a little bit, see if I can get the Acolyte to spawn in. Acolytes right now are extremely easy to kill as they have no damage attenuation, as with like everything else in Warframe right now. So pretty much all the hard enemies in the game are really easy to kill. So like all those weapons that you would hear about before, that you would be like, oh yeah, I need to kill it with this, like Magistar, Lex, you know, just like really hard hitting weapons that people would use to kill the Acolyte in like one shot with, are not really the case right now because you can practically kill it with anything. Typically in solo, you can already kill it with just your operator alone if you have Matarai. You could just go into your operator, press Void Strike, and Void Strike is legitimately strong enough to kill it. So you'll be able to just, you know, I use 547, so I'll just alt fire a few times, and my alt fire will kill it. And it's really strong, really easy. Like you see, I have the alt fire, the disc alt fire here. So, you know, really strong. I know for the longest time it was always 177. And then Void Cascade came around. A lot of people were testing out new things. Right around the start of Void Cascade, you know, like before, I'd say right around when Dissolution dropped, because I wasn't running it before Dissolution. I started running it right around the time when Dissolution did drop. You know, so right around there. So we can see we're 10 minutes away from 5 here, and we will get the Acolyte to spawn. But you can kind of just see here, you know, that it's really comfortable. You don't have to worry about anything as far as like dealing damage goes because you're going to always be dealing enough with this weapon. Like I showed you, it'll take out the trash fodder. It'll take out all of this fodder with no issues at all. Volatile quick return is really good. Volatile rebound builds are also still very good on this weapon. Do not sleep on volatile rebound builds. But still, here's the Acolyte now. Malice, leave me alone. You see, you know, just 2 throws at it, takes care of it, no problem. Didn't really get a good electric proc on the first one there, but you can see how it does. It does really well. I'm just going to leave the mission now and close out the video here. So if you guys enjoyed the build, enjoyed the showcase, if you're looking for a build for the Falcor, you're looking for a new type of glaive to use, and you're just someone who uses the Zorus a lot, this is one I would highly recommend to you guys. So go out, get your hands on it, give it a try. Let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like, comment. Please subscribe. Helps me out a ton. And have a wonderful rest of your day.